Yo, what's going on? Jason here. Welcome back to video 3, module 2, your status training. So, video 1, we talked about why body language is just so epically important to you being a high status male. Not just being a high status male, but everyone around you, concluding your high statusness, right? Your high status being. Some of the reasons, some of the most important reasons. We understand that human beings are constantly reading situations. We're constantly reading other people, and we do it really quickly because we want to know what category we can put them in. Low status, middle status, high status. And it's just a survival mechanism. From back in our cave days, you had to know those kinds of things because you needed to know, well, I can piss off the low status person because no one in the tribe is going to come try and kill me because they were just a low status person. But if you fuck with the high status person, there could be repercussions. So this is something that's been hardwired into us over thousands and thousands of years. But to read those things, to read those cues, most people, they don't trust words. We've been taught from a young age to deceive with our words, to lie with our words. TV, movies, it's everywhere. Like, we don't really trust words fully anymore if we ever did. The way that we read social cues, we read status cues, isn't through words, it's not through what people are saying, but it's through their body language. Okay, we instantly read their body language to know high status, low status, middle status. That is the honest signal. That is the unspoken, the undeniable truth, okay? Good high status body language, high status human being. Doesn't have it, not a high status human being. It's that simple, and we trust it. Once we make that decision, it's almost impossible for you to break that, okay? So again, claim the high status now, claim it forever. We also discussed how easy body language is to fix. It's not about memorizing lines or stories or becoming even a great speaker, like me. You don't even have to do that, okay? You can just fix your body language and go from sitting like this to this, and all of a sudden people conclude high status male, okay? And when you have high status body language, people conclude that you are in control of your reality. You know from module 1 how important that is, being non-reactive, being in complete control of your state. When we meet someone who has that and we see that, and we feel that, and we know that, we can't help but think, God, like, that's admirable. That's high status, okay? And when you have high status body language, people are gonna conclude the same thing about you. They're gonna conclude that is a person who is completely in control of their reality. A big part of being a good high status human being is making other people feel good, not by sacrificing anything about yourself or your mission at all, but by leading the way yourself by example. So you put yourself in a great body state, great high status body language, and you make yourself feel good and comfortable and relaxed first. And what happens is everyone around you take their cues from the high status guy in the group to you, and because you're making yourself comfortable and relaxed and feeling good first, it's going to allow them to feel comfortable and relaxed and feeling good also. They're grateful. They appreciate the fact that you're the high status guy, and that's the tone you're setting for everybody else. Okay? They want you to be high status. Makes them feel really good. And the big one, of course, the big aha, the well-hung benefit, as I like to call it, is that as we know, body and mind are very closely connected. We talked about go-to thought loops and how the body will follow the mind, but the mind follows the body probably even more than the body follows the mind. And when you put yourself with good high status body language all the time, because your body's like that, your mind is going to take the cues from the body, and all of a sudden you're in a high status mindset all the time. And with both those things, pinging each other back and forth and building with each other back and forth, you feeling and being high status here and here all the time as your default setting is going to happen really, really quickly. Okay, so then after that, we covered 15 of the most important principles and techniques to high status body language. I'm not going to go through all 15 of those again. You saw them, you know them, you learned from them. There's a lot of eye-openers in there. What I want you to do today, and possibly in the future, but definitely today, is to rewatch that section. Take more notes on it. What you're going to do is, as you're, the first time around, you watched it yesterday, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of information being tossed at you. When you're able to watch it a second time and a third time and a fourth time, you're able to focus on different levels of context. Maybe yesterday you were just focusing on what I was saying. Well, now today you can focus less on what I'm saying and more on what I'm doing. And then maybe you watch it a third time and you can even focus even deeper on what I'm doing and less on what I'm saying. And that information is going to really stick with you. So I want you to watch it at least 3 times, second time today, third time's up to you when you want to watch it. But be sure to watch that training section, that really how-to section, at least 3 times. Okay. And lastly, we had the homework assignment, right? Clearing up any mistakes that you had in the past and learning from them for the future. Okay, we kind of made that big commitment yesterday that from now on, I'm just going to claim high status body language, specifically in the most important situations, because I know that's going to serve me best. It's really solid. It's really solid shit right there. And you know what's best about it is the next time a situation comes up like that, one of those situations, you're literally going to think about that moment yesterday with me when you made that decision and you made that commitment. When I was right here with you, I was supporting your high status self, and we talked about it together, and you made that decision and you made that commitment. And in that moment, because you're remembering that moment, you're going to claim high status body language in that situation, and you're going to notice, damn, feeds me some pretty kick-ass results, and that's going to feed you to do it even more and even stronger and even harder in the future. Pretty good. So again, mentioned it in module 1. One of the best ways I found to really internalize important information for me is right after I go through it is to write down the 3, 4, or 5 most important things that I learned from going through it. So what I want you to do is to write below in the comment section 3 or 4 or 5 things that you learned the most from the high status body language module. Which things meant the most to you? Which things had the biggest ahas or epiphanies for you? Which 3 things just, were the biggest changes for you, like the biggest realizations? And in the last couple of days, as you've been applying this stuff and using it and kind of testing it out, let me know what things have worked for you. What have you noticed? What kind of new positive reactions are you getting? And where do you see yourself going with this information? Do that now. Let's talk about tomorrow real quick. So begin module 3 tomorrow. We're already on module 3. This is fucking fun and kind of exciting. So module 3 is about your commitment to your path. Now, this is knowledge that basically goes against and flies in the face of everything mainstream culture, TV, movies, and probably your parents ever taught you, but it's actually in complete alignment with your soul as a high status man. If you personally have ever felt like something is just a little off in your life, like there's something that there should be more, but like it isn't, or something just felt a little off, then our next module tomorrow here in Status will be huge, specifically for you. And I think it's gonna make a lot of things click, kind of like all at once. Okay, it's gonna be really good shit. So until then, relax, make yourself comfortable first, of course, and focus on building up the high status body language and whatnot. Focus on building up that muscle. Okay, again, everything here is a muscle. Everything can be trained. So focus on building up that high status body language muscle. I will see you tomorrow, bright and early, my men. Module 3. I'm Jason. I'll see you tomorrow.